Well, first of all, you'll notice that we're sporting some very new stylish boots. Got a sweet look going on. I'll probably sell these by the end of the day. But we shipped the body off with Kim. So he took the patrol car. That's no longer available today. It's just us. We're solo.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I don't want to ask anybody for money anymore now that I found the rich man. I don't think I need to trouble anybody for that. You seem like a man who knows about drugs. These aren't any of the questions I wanted to ask him. I was hoping that he'd be able to help me out with something else. We got to talk to one of the lorry drivers and find out some information from them. I believe it was Joyce who wanted us to do that. I'm getting all my tasks mixed up in my head, so I'm going to have to clear that up at some point. Figure out what the F I'm doing. Was there a skill check here? No, that was the monument. That's right. There's another lorry driver somewhere in this area, though. Hey, Lois, how you doing? Is it him? No. There's this door. I don't think there's much we can do with this. Look in the window. Oh, that was the racist one. I wonder if it is the racist one. Maybe talking to him without Kim being there might actually yield some other results that I didn't have available before.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
What are you hauling? Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. How long has this been going on, then? At it for a couple of months. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up? Apples? Yeah, apples. Yeah, I don't know about that. He's giving you the runaround. Let's be honest. You were bested. I was bested in rhetoric. God damn it, dude. Hold on. I gotta change my clothing so I can best this guy in rhetoric. Do I have any rhetoric bonuses? Oh, I got a -1 to rhetoric. Well, it's a good thing I wasn't wearing my orange bum hat. Damn it. Nothing to boost rhetoric. Oh well. He's got something he's not telling me about his apples.
Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
Drugs, they're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. He takes a long drag on his cigarette. You know where that shit comes from? They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez. Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe. Good lord, this guy sucks. So you telling me you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B? I don't know shit, and if I did it, I wouldn't tell you. What are you still hanging around here for? Most of the other ones have left. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer. His mind works at a mile a second, dude. There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby. I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on the way here. You know what happened? Yeah, I know that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. Everything. Every single fucking aspect of this man's life. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Whirling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. Serves him right. The man shakes his head dismayed, furiously pulling on his cigarette. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B? Isn't it obvious? I was racist again. This little side business is a scam. The street vendor south of here, that guy's a lorry driver, the one selling humanitarian aid packages? That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in there. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Good God, you suck. I forgot that dude is a lorry driver, though, so I guess I could talk to him about it, too. It's also pretty likely that he's the dude that's smuggling drugs, as it turns out, so... yeah, it's probably worth talking to him.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Ice Kuzma! Catching up on the DD playthrough. Nice. Well, thanks for being here. Oh, I need to boost rhetoric for this guy, too. Maybe a boost in rhetoric is in order. I do have a skill point available. Practice the art of persuasion. That's tempting. I'll do it. Why not? Persuade him to give you some money. Nice! Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember? You seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force? Oh, okay, but why, officer? Think of it as an investment. An investment? What kind of investment? Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder. Dude, I like that idea. Chaotic ether. Thank you very much for the 27 months on the pile. Appreciate that. I'm not going to confiscate this humanitarian aid that you're reselling. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations. I'm an investment in your customer base. Got to prime the pump. My risk-reward ratio is insane as a highly experimental human being. Absolutely choosing that. I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here? Start with $1 million, work his way down. But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got to be a more modest investment. All right, 10 real. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. He takes a 10 note from a leather pouch. That was so easy. These people, they just want to give me their money. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, in which case drugs are excellent. Tasty, tasty drugs. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam. That's so cool. You're investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc, but I'm not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that. But you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry. Who? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater. So you admit you're a lorry driver. No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Realizing you can't get out of it. Smart. All right, maybe I'm a lorry driver too, a little. That's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. My sources tell me you're the one transporting drugs for the Union. Oh, man. Oh, man. Do we pin it on him? That doesn't seem smart. I don't have anything to pin it on him. Other than just a weird hunch. So I think the fat racist is too stupid to be involved in something like that. And I think the other guy is just a good dude. But that could also be a great cover for being a drug peddler. Running Scotsman. Thanks for the Twitch Prime, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Welcome on into the pile. If you got a bear hug, this is a great time to see it. So you forgot to tell me. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rearview mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor? I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd. What crowd? You know, the drug crowd. No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd. He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid. Oh, boy. If you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. No, I like him. He's been good to me. I'll just ask him straight up. Who are you afraid of? Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. If you don't want to get me in... Ooh, that's a little aggressive again. Now, we're buddies. Help us out. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. They're so clever, those other drivers. They call her the lady driver. The way they talk about her, oh, she's no lady. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys? Who are these other drivers who talk? Oh, I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I want us to be cool now. He's aching to get back to his usual shtick. Is the lady driver the old woman back there? I don't know, maybe. She is. I haven't gotten near her. I don't get involved, I told you. Could be. He's not ruling her out. Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys? Doesn't know. All right, we're cool. We're cool, man. We're cool.
The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100...
Yeah, I can't get the sunglasses either. Well, that was pretty effective. The Jam Mystery. Find out who's the lady driver and where's her lorry. All right. I'm not going to be able to get any more on that for a bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait a day for that one. Still got to find moral. Oh, the broken water lock. Hey, we can do that today, can't we? Yo, that's a big deal. Yeah, here's all the people trying to fix it, right? What are y'all up to? Did you do it? You want me to do it? Was there something there? I feel like I missed a chance. No? All right. I'll fix it if I have to. I'm the only one that's capable of doing anything around here. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then the water lock starts moving. They were waiting for me to pull the lever. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Nice. Cool. A whole new world. And green orbs. I get to be rich again. The radio relay hums with electricity. Better make sure. Oh, yeah. Better make sure I don't miss out on the goods, baby. I may have 82 real, but I can always use more. Spoken like a true capitalist. I'm loving the cop life pizza. It's treating me well. Hey there, Supreme. How you doing? Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned motor lorries. No entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. See if either my pry bar or my chain cutters will help us out in this situation. Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. Cool. It's pretty sweet. Can I go over here? I cannot. Alright. So that's blocked off then, I guess. Need to figure out a way to get through that gate. What sort of cop am I? I am all kinds of cop. I'm a superstar hobo, into tribe cop with a volumetric shit compressor and overproductive honor glands. That's what I am. Kim's on break today. Taking the body back for inspection. Someone has broken down the fence and the barbed wire. Interesting. Dude, I'm all about this. This is all unexplored territory, man, and Kim's not even here to bug me about shit. A breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Money again. You're a sorry cop. You can't disappoint Kim. I mean, I understand that completely, nor can I, which is why I'm happy to not have that pressure on me today. A broken axle grinding ahead. It's a very, very good game, Pogman. Footprints in the snow. Seems the walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. This is a big open area, man. This is cool. A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy waters, slowly sinking into the Insul Indian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading. The motor carriage sits in the salty ocean water, cold and sad. It doesn't have an opinion. Most suspicious. A seagull takes off from the half-submerged machine. It's almost like the bird is acknowledging your decision. You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. Run your hand over the cold metal. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. The logo is too deep in the murky water, but you do see a monkfish float by. How long has it been here? The accident couldn't have happened too long ago. The ice hasn't closed up around the vehicle, so the crash must have happened last Saturday or Sunday. Look at him doing proper detective work. Pseudo, yeah, no worries. Thanks for the bits. You do you, absolutely. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening. Does not supply an answer. Might be good to wait for the tide to recede. Oh. Oh, is that literally going to pass time? I certainly hope not. As you sit down on the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea. Why not? The tune in your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. It's sad that no one and nothing but the sunken vehicle is here to witness it, but the unexpected beauty of the tune lifts your spirits nonetheless. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion. I wonder what all these people in the city behind me are doing. Dreaming, drinking, fucking, fighting. Dreaming and drinking and fucking and fighting and trying to improve their lives! It's unclear whether the sunken vehicle agrees or not, but merely uttering the words, "The tide sure is taking its sweet time," gives you the illusion of time speeding up. Just like how the crazy daredevil piloting that vehicle must have accelerated into the sea. Clouds on the horizon grow darker and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the sea. Man, this is taking a long time. Feels as if the city behind you grows silent in the waiting. Seems like an eternity has passed. A dim light scatters from the cloud cover above the city. In it, you can see the blue and white motor carriage slowly appear from the water, centimeter by centimeter as the sea recedes. It's a Cupri 40, a workhorse of the motor park, favored by the working men, government offices, firefighters, I guess, maybe animal control people, you know, those kinds of people. Is that a number on the side? Number 41 is in Precinct 41. Oh, that's all right. Even if the motor carriage is mine, literally anyone could have driven it into the sea. Come on, Harry, there's nowhere to run. It's just you and me, old friend. 41 can mean so many things. It's not like I own the number. Come on, Harry. Oh, God, no. I'm so sorry, Harry. A massive pit opens up in your stomach and the most terrible feeling comes over you. Just no. Oh, I drove my car into the sea. Yes, you did. No. Maybe I was in pursuit of someone. You were not. I can fix it. No, you can't. How do we get you out? We don't. They're not going to take me back after this, are they? After losing every single thing you were entrusted with? After losing every single thing we are entrusted with? Copy editors, come on now. Keep moving, you're a shark. You stop, you die. At least I can see what's in there now. An aggressive-looking seagull lands on the swing set and stares at you with a murderous look. You really need to keep moving. Go to your inventory and interact with the item. Got it. Well, that was a bit of a waste of time, but it was funny. Good thing Kim wasn't here. Yeah, no kidding, huh? He doesn't need to know about that. I know, I'm just kidding, kid. I'm just nudging their ball sack. That's an expression people use all the time. A bottle drained of all its booze is frozen to the ice. This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit, cigarettes, and Empty bottles, all evidence of it. Sure does look like a lot of folks partied here. Looks like they were here a while, judging from the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain. Hey, money. They do indeed. Strange you mentioned that, Raven. I tried to get most of it off, but there's still a nice odor about them, I think. Ooh, look at the water. That's nice. I like that. All right. Maybe not much else we can do about this right now. Oh, you know what I should do? Always look for an opportunity to make some money, baby. Any bottles to pick up? None? I thought for sure there would be. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, well. Let's go over here. Got another green orb. Recently been tarred. Oh, person. More people. Oh my goodness, I found civilization. White curtains have been drawn shut. A lot going on over here. +1 to Kingdom of Conscience. What does that mean? I mean, I dare not take off my flare-cut trousers. But I'm curious what that even does. Well, I certainly look a little bit more respectable, but that's the look right there, man. That's the look. Makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. I don't want to wait. I don't want to waste any more time. The bushes are too thick and thorny to pass through. I'm not going to worry about it, Joe. Whatever happens, happens. If I'm not aware I'm missing on something, then that's not really like I'm missing it, right? If I need to do it to progress, I'm hopeful that at some point it'll happen again. Why in the world do we have to go all the way around? You stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie. That bottle, Bertan, just look at that bottle. I don't care about any bottle. I don't want to look at it. You should care. I'm getting a very special vibe from that bottle. Go talk to him. Go talk to the bottle? My necktie wants me to talk to a bottle. I don't think I should listen.
Hey, Tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece Lictra tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see ya. How's business? How's the old reality situation treating ya?
I'll shake his hand. We've probably talked to him at some point
So
before.
what's happening?
Tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Good, these people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name. I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago, but these days are over now.
He looks at his shit-stained Lictra jacket with a grim expression.
Sadly, things ain't going that well in Idiot Doomspiral land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of arse back. No word from my business buddies.
He takes a sip from his beer. This guy's your buddy. You belong to an organization. A fraternity of drunks. What is a Tequila Sunset? It's you. You're Tequila Sunset. How do you know? We've met before. Do you remember? No. You want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be, I guess. For some reason, the name fills me with foreboding. You think you feel bad now? Wait till you've heard the story. Go ahead. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. Wait, did we meet on Friday? Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz, because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me. Oh yeah, that's totally your style. Well, like you've never threatened to paint the wall with your brains in front of some strangers? Hey man, I'm not judging you. This life's a valley of woes. Some of the highest concept people in history have killed themselves and been drunks. Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. Oh yeah, you do, bratushka. The only thing better than that is pushing the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere in the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard? Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. Naturally. Anyway, there's a brief silence, followed by a real commotion. We hear the carriage careening toward the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked, "What time hath come?" To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." I say nothing. It's more dignified that way. After which your reality contracted, you jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran toward the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though, because the carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered you our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted we all call you that from now on. That's not my name. I'm Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. That's what you should call me. Nah, that name sucks. You're Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. How long did we party for? Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. And at some point, I think Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything. That's a story. It was the greatest thing this fishing village has seen since Rosemary tried to use a crab to open his beer. And we're a classic, too. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me? You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard and that we've all been fucked, too. Please don't open that door. No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here. Don't call Abigail. Abigail. Okay. Seemed pretty painful. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Did I mention losing anything else? Said something about your hope or your heart. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. You lost your motor carriage, too. That's a big one. Did I say anything about my colleagues? They're a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics. You're the star of the show, though. You said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time and you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now. Did we get a read on what kind of cop I was? You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who cleared 501 cases. As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200, but what's a little embellishment between friends? No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it. You kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve. That's a strange perspective. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. You want to hear me? You want to tell me another one sometime? So now I'm a fucking storyteller. All right, better than a beach bum. You want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral? Are you willing to help me out? What do you need? Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier? You got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? I got this special strike brew the union uses. This is what they use to keep the working man going. Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? Don't call Abigail. What? Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My name is George, but around here, you already know. Warrior Crow. Thank you for the 4 months on the pile. Welcome on back and appreciate it. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm. Gulp. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm. But the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me, so I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. How many people did you have working for you? 22 full-time employees, an all-star team. A potentially historic set of individuals. Pardon me, jeez. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours. Did the jogging help? It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuits. What happened? One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pocket. His eyes are your eyes, clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling. At least that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet very quickly. How wet are we talking? Wet, all right? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. I would have landed on my feet. I've got feline reflexes. No, you don't. Whatever. The point is, reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. You've got to be shitting me. He turns his head toward the skies and says, I wish I were Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment, someone chats you up. 5 minutes later, you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. Hell yeah, dude, I've been there. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best. Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I hadn't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? I've only been a hobo cop for a few days now, but it doesn't seem so bad. The hobo lifestyle certainly has its perks, not having to pay rent first and foremost. Not being responsible for 20 other people is nice, too. That charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tare. Hey there, Fox. How you doing? I've lost a couple, yeah. I'm not the best against my own brain. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you'd think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece liquid tracksuit that cost $3,000? I used to own my own reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment and an even nicer piece of ass, but somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost that too. The only thing I have left are these two drunks. You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with. What's the name of your agency? The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. I was financing a group of poets in East Ravishall who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means. I know. It was fucking awesome, I know. Until it went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away. What's up with the tracksuit? What, you never seen a 100% liquor before? Go on, feel that primo material. Touch it. Dude, I can boost interfacing. Hang on. I'll just admire it from afar. Should probably be in a museum. Never lets me feel it. Oh, dude, hang on. I gotta take this opportunity then. But I gotta get the right gloves on. Interfacing, baby. Boom. I got any more boost to that? Wonder if you can, like, sort by boosts. That'd be nice. All right, let's try that again.
Tequila Sunset.
Absolutely, Crystal. How do you keep losing all your stuff? What's up with the tracksuit? There we go. That's a little better. Damn it. Good God, it's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found liquor to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers, so you also have that to look forward to. And then there's the smell. You don't even want to think about that. Should probably be in a museum, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, it should, huh? What about the other drugs? I'm sorry. I should have read that. That was funny. What about a lost jacket? It's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my liquor threads, but it did itch a lot less. You're a detective, right? Maybe you can help out old Doom Spiral. Solve the case of the missing jacket. You're asking a police officer to help you find a jacket you stole and then lost? Yeah. All right, sure. If I knew where I'd lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk or walking along the beach or checking out the abandoned fish market. Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. All right, great. That's good info. You got any more stories? Oh, man, he needs more booze. I already gave you some. I don't want to keep doing that. I can't keep telling stories. Hey, sorry for being a buzzkill 5 seconds ago. I'll supply the booze, but I don't have any right now. All right. I'll get there one day. Hey, pal. Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away. The noxious odor is strong and familiar.
Don't call Abigail.
I am the law.
Abigail. Oh,
I got an achievement. Say the law 7 times. I'll call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do.
Abigail. Don't call her.
He waves a finger in your general direction. You're not going to get anything from this guy. He's too drunk. Tell me about your friends. Don't you fucking call her, hear me? Abigail. Why shouldn't I? He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer. His breath smells harsh like a toxic swamp as he whispers to you, don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail. Where am I? What is this place? Hey, I'm on an important official investigation. I demand you answer my questions. He starts coughing a really disgusting hacking cough. Who are you? Don't call Abigail. Slowly, his head nods off to the side and he passes out, tongue dangling from his mouth.
Don't call her.
The drunk man speaks in his sleep. Let him sleep it off. All right. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I haven't really had the greatest luck in this game, although I have to continually acknowledge the fact that I did pass a 3% check before.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if waiting to embrace you. What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. Also, I have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
There it is, Bratushka. You feel your necktie strangle with excitement. The spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done. It's our end game. This is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having that I'm attributing to my necktie. This is the mystery and the truth, and I need to buy that spirit. I think it's number one. Baton, you don't understand. It's not just another drink. This is what our relationship has been building toward all these years. The climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh. You have to buy it from him. Get it off him. Kill him if you have to. Our ultimate fate depends on it. And the fate of many worlds. Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real? See, friends, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. No one can buy spirits for 300 real. That's crazy. No, it's crazy, actually. He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze. What is it? What? What do you mean? What do you think was crazy? This guy. Conversation might bring a discount, no? Where'd you get the bottle of spirits from? Oh, this is medicinal stuff, the good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. He ain't shitting you. Medicinal spirits are a blast. The flaming truth of this joke of a world. I got one of these scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink. He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. That's a good tip, I should remember it. Well, it really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of hell. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those assholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing, but I came out on top after all. Have they no shame taking money for a service they provide? But the idiots left me alone in there. Now I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies. I'm sad he used to teach high school biology. Swipe 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room, threw the snakes out, and voila, what's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7%, almost pure alcohol. 2 have already sold to these fine gentlemen here. This last one's yours for 3 real if you want it. Don't say it. Can I smell it first? I gotta get it for 3. This is my moment. 3 and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime. Dude, you got it. I did it. It was 300. I got it for 3. Here's the money. Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend. I am so proud. Now, whatever you do, don't drink it. This deserves so much more than just regular oral consumption. The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes. But I don't want to put it up my bum. Who said anything about putting it up there? No, we're going to put it into a way more special place. So special. Just hang on to it. Keep it safe. Wait for my sign. The time will come. Have patience, brave one. Quite the business venture you set up here. System's real good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard. My man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise, sold 2 to the fellas around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, beer, a bit of speed, and look now, I got everyone on my hook. I'm already hooking for Kuno, apparently. Looks like you're on your own hook, too. Of course, it is what it is, you know. People, buddy boy, it's the people. Amphetamine? I thought by speed you mean amphetamine. That's what I said. Got it. Right. Okay. Clear. Hey there, Arian. Going good. I got a very precious item just now. The liquid has an unearthly blue tint. The kind that might or might not, but definitely does glow in the dark. This is pure alcohol. Kind of ashamed of myself for getting that. Oh, there's kids. I wonder if they're as terrible as Kuno. Okay. Oh, wait. What are you? Money. There's something there, too. Arian Bellfire. Welcome on back in. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the resubscription. Welcome back to the pile. See, I never know which one I'm actually opening it with because I always equip both. I should try to figure out which one it is. Let's go see what this is. The street sign is illegible. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an old melody.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
I'm a cop. I don't cause trouble. I take care of
Oh,
trouble.
of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
Oh, fun.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place. Somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat. If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me
Maybe
that?
you're afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park your motor carriage.
Oh, don't worry about
and
that.
not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here? Most people are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. How much is it? I won't charge you. Take it as a gesture of goodwill for the village of the RCM to the or from the village to the RCM. Well, that's nice. You just giving it to me? No one's using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. There's this guy who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold. That's exactly how they get you. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside, so we don't have to give money to those crooks. They might not like much. They may not look like much, but they're ours. Why isn't anyone using the room? My kids grew up. The house is long empty. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm. Yo, you got yourself a tenant. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police. Dude, this is how you're rewarded for talking to the nice old woman on the side of the road. You no longer have to spend 20 real a night on a stupid-ass shitty room in the whirling rags. You got a nice free room out here in the seaside. It's beautiful. What's in this village? Just us. What do you mean? Pretty much a non-place. A gap, a blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street. Yo, that's fucking perfect for Hobo Cop, baby. This place is pornographically poor. Oh my god. Jeebus Games. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Welcome on into the pile. I appreciate that very much. The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance. That's what I thought. And all is not lost. As you can see, even in pornographic poverty, people make do. At least those who remain. There's nobody there. There's got to be something here. Over there you can find more of the same, shacks and trees growing wild. That's the Pox, an old military hospital and its surroundings, or it used to be during the time of Sue's reign. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shocked veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see. The goodwill ran out, the staff left, and the place was shut down. There's Lillian and their kids. A few new folks live in the house in the east, but they're away, and then there's the drunks. Oh yeah, I met them. I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops in every now and then, and an old one disappears and is forgotten. Is there a way to make a little money around here? No, the only money we have is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about. Alright. What's further down? Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. Some things just don't fly, officer. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then. The Ecclesiastes have been trying to get things going here, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church. She's not telling you all she knows. What else is going on? There's that music from the sea. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting through the nights. And now suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex or some kind of electrical plant. Run down bunch of houses, empty. Pre-war place. It used to be something before the war. The old fish market up on the boardwalk. Who'd come to a fish market here? No one. That's why it closed. It was once a bustling place back when I was young. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else. You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut, though. We tried to get in, see if there's anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. Now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Gartz is the worst bartender, indeed. I'm going to tell him that after I go get all my shit. No one's here, just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. My name is Raphael Ambrosius. You can call me Tequila Sunset. Why would I do that? That's a fool's name. Are you a fool? Don't ridicule yourself before an old woman, officer. It's undignified. I was asked to get your signature. Oh, she's one of the two. What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Everard wants to turn part of the village into a little youth center. Ha! I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is going to be a street. The best part, the part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board. Where can I find her? She's right over there, the dark-haired woman leaning over the railing. All right, you do that. Well, all right, cool. You know anything about a lost jacket? What do you want with a lost jacket? One of the drunks lost his, and I agreed to look for it. He probably pawned it for booze and then forgot about it. Are you getting a reward for it at least? No. You're fetching someone's missing laundry free of charge? I just need to be needed. How you spend your hours is up to you. You might ask Lillian if she's seen anything. I mean, I am doing that for free, aren't I? That's probably not the greatest idea. Well, that was a productive conversation. I got a free room. I wonder where it is. Is this it? You can't see into the house from this angle. Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of sputtering heater. The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea, and even the lock looks slightly rusted. You can enter the shack now. It's my house. Yeah, thank you, Jeeves. Appreciate the Twitch Prime sub. Good to have you. Dude, this is sick. Actually exciting. This is a nice little place, too. Old science fiction magazines, books about bird watching, an almanac from 39. Dude, we got it all in here. The floorboards creak under your step. Oh, this is way better than the hostel, actually. Absolutely. I can still do the expression. Maybe I should do an encyclopedia point. Give myself a chance at shutting off the expression, but I'll let the mirror be for now. No time for rest. Alright, this is fucking sweet, man. She just gave me a shack. Oh god, yeah, I love the music playing, boy. It is fantastic. A+. Hey, Rammers, how you doing? Alright, that is awesome. Let's keep looking around. Let's go talk to Lillian. I think it's her, I'm assuming. What are these doing in the fish?
Aye, officer.
A woman in a raincoat stands on the... How do you say that word, chat? Quay? Would be my guess, but that doesn't seem right. Considering an overturned boat, a sword and a scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
Oh, was it key? On the key? What's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. What are the other ones?
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask her about her cool sword. Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. That's pretty clever. It's not funny, but it's clever. Do you know how to use it? It is imposing. It's a regular mass-produced sword like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men, and believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? What makes you think we have it? The truth is almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us, pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them, like anyone falls for that. Behold! Her eyes meet yours and suddenly she starts laughing. It's hoarse, as if she hasn't laughed in a while. Not bad. Do you like it? Sure. Looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield. Can I borrow that sword? No, I'm afraid not. Attempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check, you would put me in an early grave. She refuses, but your word is the law. You are law. So where are all the men now? Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed, and one of them I ended up marrying. Where's your husband now? Gone. Coward! I would never leave anyone. Gone where? To the waves. The sea took him. It was long ago. Oh, I get it. He didn't respect the sea. He went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles. You should have thrown yourself in the waves after him, nod sagely. I shit on death. It's healthy to let go and move on. Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids. This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another better drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action. Hit on the widow. It's the right thing to do. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Explore the coast. I gotta find a good date spot. Is that your boat? Sure is. The sun, coated with a fresh layer of tar. I just saw that, yeah. It'll take some time to get used to. What do you do around here? Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. What else? I sell the fish to the people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Sometimes I also walk the beach to see what the sea has given up. Keep it professional. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her. This is what's called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now. What have you found? Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs, lost cargo. Mostly wood and glass. All right, major choice. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. I mean, the mine is definitely an interesting one. The RCM could use a mine. Well, the RCM has to wait for another one because some army folks came by, took it in the middle of the bay, and blew it up. The blast was surprisingly timid for such a huge, spiky thing. Must have been a naval contact mine. Cool. That's neat. I'm looking for someone. Who are you looking for? Missing cryptozoologists. Care to elaborate? People who look for animals mainstream scientists don't exist. Claim don't exist. Like snowmen. Yeah, I haven't heard about those. Two odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in the sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like. Also, green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. Oh, you're getting it, and it is gorgeous. Further down the peninsula they went. Who else are you looking for? A working class husband. Yeah, I'm not really into looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. I'm looking for his wife. Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you. That's nice of her. Idiot Doom Spiral over there needs his jacket. Have you seen it? The one already lost everything else and now his jacket too. It's a good thing that he has an actual police officer looking for it. She actually impressed? I'm collecting evidence to charge him with petty theft. I'm just trying to help out a guy. I'd check around the abandoned fish market on the boardwalk. Drunks are inexplicably drawn to markets. A phenomenon that the spectral hand theory of the market fails to account for. All right. I was asked to get your signature. This says, by signing, I agree to live with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building? Everard's planning to turn some of the village into a youth center. What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought of that. She sounds incredulous at the niceness of the idea. Thought what exactly? That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too. And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter. I mean, I feel weird about it too. But all this plays directly into what we want in every way. Especially because I ran into the dude who invested in my idea to build a children's youth or like a youth cultural center or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember exactly what that was, but I'm pretty sure it was something along those lines. So I have a sinking feeling that if we actually do it, he'll react to that. So I'm okay with this happening. He has a pen and everything. All right. Why'd you sign it? I shouldn't have? I mean, it's Everard, so it's probably a mistake. But it is a youth center, and I have children. Got to give them something else to do. They're cute and small now, but they're growing up. I had my first drink when I was 11 because I was so bored. You also need Isabel's signature. If it's a bad idea, she won't sign. You'll find she's a tougher nut to crack than me. I get a +1 to the suggestion because I reassured her. I'm not looking for anyone else. Okay, be seeing you. Thanks for the help. Oh, cool. Boots. I do need new boots after I get rid of these, eventually. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, I should do this. I should definitely do that. I'm going to do logic again. And then be a conniving little bitch and quick save. And I don't necessarily... I'm not gonna reload here if it doesn't work, but I just wanted to save there anyway. Nice. There is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door. What are the ramifications of this? Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this, and after that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out. Can't I do something? You could trick Everard, get someone random to sign the document, and by the time the union boss finds out, your business here will already be concluded. Oh, that's a smart idea. Yeah, okay. So, oh, I'll get one of the drunks to sign the document. I'm gonna talk to her about it first. I'm not gonna have her sign it.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Okay. So, looks like she might actually just sign it outright. Let me go talk to them and see if I've even got, like, the option to do that. Because that would be cool. Can you sign these papers?
Tequila Sunset.
Yes. Dude, this is such a good game. Because of course that's an option. It's logical, so naturally the game would facilitate it. That's so smart. What's it about? I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard, I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. Anyone's got a pen, the pro's gonna do it. Yeah, I got this green ape one. All right. Idiot Doom Spiral. So wait. That's not gonna fool Everard though, is it? Can I have the pen back too? Don't know if I've mentioned it, but I used to be a businessman, and as a businessman, I'm going to keep the pen for my trouble. He nods confidently. I want that back. That was my favorite thing of all the things you have. It was! I liked that. Man. My favorite was the gun he lost. That's it then. The deed is done. Alright. That's that. Anything else this merry band of adventurers can do for you? Or do you need to go and mail that serious-looking document of yours? There's a mailbox in the plaza. I want to ask a couple of questions first. Actually, no, I don't. I don't need to do that. Paragon, they've existed, like, near daily for the last year or so. I feel like I've been consistent, but... I appreciate you being here now. Hello, hi. People showing up like I'm never here. I'm here all the time. Just in the morning. Hard to see the details. The colors all warm and welcoming are cozy, though. A flower trough where nothing really grows, maybe in spring. Oh, cool. You can just walk in the stranger's house. Hello, little girl. Hello, mister. A young girl, barely 4 to 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around. Are you Lillian's daughter? Yeah, little Lily. You know my mom? Yeah, we met earlier. My mom's great. She's never angry or anything. What's that toy you're holding? It's Lammy. He's my friend, sort of. Like, she holds up the fuzzy beast to demonstrate. Lammy is a stuffed lamb that admittedly has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts. Lammy looks soft. Yes, very soft. Suddenly, she pushes the stuffed animal toward your face. Push your cheek against Lammy. Dude, hell yeah. Lammy is very soft. She rubs the white fur against your cheek, then returns the lamb into her lap, cuddling it. What's that? It's a grouse, she yelps, smiling broadly. You might be able to get on Garde's good side if you replace the broken skua you almost certainly broke. Yeah, but what's it for? I don't know. Can I have it? Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. Cool. Thanks, little girl. All right. I don't really want to make Garte feel any better, but if you give me the opportunity, I don't mind it too much. Sure. Indeed, it's the return of HoboCop. This is a detective RPG. We are fairly deep into now, and I am really, really loving. Very text-heavy. narrative focused. Lots of reading. But it's been quite good all the same. There's so much to explore on this side, man. We've spent the whole morning just wandering around in this new area. Mazout. Unlike the dude, yeah. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. What's this? Oh, please. I gotta go all the way over here to see it, huh? Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You. Nothing else over here. I think this is music coming from somewhere on the ice. What? The heck? Could the post side treasure look inside? Oh shit, they do. Look at that. That's cool. They all have treasure. How helpful. I'm so wealthy. Alright. Can I get across over here? Where am I gonna go? This'll work. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Well, it looks nice, though. Painted with pastels. Oh, hey, buddy. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? She didn't hear you. You should have a hat on.
So should you.
I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what the law says.
Way to abuse that power, man.
She says, thinking you can't hear her. She bats away your questions like flies. She's not intimidated by mere police officers. So keep that in mind while I ask some questions. What's your name? Estelle. Her hair is dyed blonde with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features. And your surname? Did I not say I was from the police? It's Berger. I probably pronounced both of those names wrong. What are you doing out here in the cold? What are you recording? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, not without headphones, I can't tell. I think I just recorded your footsteps, too. What happened to the headphones? My boyfriend sold them. What for? I don't know, man. Everything checks out, sir. Yep. It sure doesn't, but okay. Musicians in the Palaceum use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. Anyway, I thought it'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her with hours of joy and escape. Turns out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden. Here, you need this more than I do. She's now wearing a visor. Want my jacket? No, man, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. All right, then. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is? That. She nods toward the church. The boys think it could be a place like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure. Andre and the guys inside the tent. Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? They got too much stuff in there, no room. Stuff like what? Music stuff. Why not leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? The stuff is more expensive than I am. Wow, that's sad. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Tell me about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for hypnotic dance music. Like the new style of synthesizer stuff they play, except that, yeah. She looks at the old wooden church on the poles as a mean wind comes bellowing in. A 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. You want to turn the church into a club? I know, it's not my idea. Andre and the boys found it. It's supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, you're a cop. No, I'm the police. Okay, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? I'll talk to them. They're inside that tent thing, or that thing there. What's hypnotic dance music? Hypnotic, cathodic music that's made with electronic instruments? Like what? Synthesizers and tape consoles, anything that uses electricity. Stuff like that. Cool. Neat. You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why is that? Have you been questioned before? Sorry, I haven't had the ravishful experience they get east of the river. What's east of the river? Rich people. Rich people are east of the river. Let me guess, these rich people are not from around here. Aren't they? I thought they were as vachelier as any of us. Agents of international capital. Oh, God, no. Am I being racist? Most of them do speak 3 languages. What trouble have you gotten into? The usual. Drinking, getting into fights, the ugly stuff that happens when you move out of your parents' place at 13. In Fallberg? No, I literally can't even remember the most basic terms sometimes. I know what Jamrock is, but let's say I didn't. We're in it. This is North Jamrock. Martinez, sort of. The technicalities are confusing. Why'd you move out at such a tender age? My father was a drunk and I wanted to drink too, get my party on. I get it. I'm a major party animal myself. Major. Ask about the... Oh, shoot. Hold on. Didn't mean to do that again. Okay, other questions. What's the device? This? It's a portable recording device for field recording. Low quality, but still. Just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's that? Records sounds from inside things. Nice, you could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping. Where'd you get it from? What's the Paliseum? You haven't been there? It's the coolest place in the whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and synthesizer workshop up on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Thinking about it really cheers her up. Who's this Arno guy? Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Is that what that said? Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck or really be a Palisadian going kind of person. I get down. I grind. I don't know what that means either. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hotel room. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. Time has deserted me. Sucks, man. Was there something else? I hurt my own morale by being a loser. How's that thing work? The mic? I don't know. Somehow it picks up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-borne sound if you like technobabble. Alright, let's try this. Nice!
Welcome to the
Scotch in a pint glass. That's a fun name. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Twitch Prime, thank you very much. Welcome onto the pile. Appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo Omicron adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands. Just imagine how much morale damage the protagonist would take if you had a Twitch. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable. At your age or at any age in this weather, waiting for it to get dark. Her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It's easier to live in their failure with this by your side. It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now. The dark. I know. Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap. I'll stick to it. There's little you can do to help her now, but given the chances you feel like you should, there's something about her, a weightiness. Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now, as an equal, a fellow human being. After a moment of silence, she speaks again. So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer? Come on, I can tell. Okay, avoid the arrow about it if you want to. There's something that's been making my life hell. People putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Really, yeah, no one understands that sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing. So the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress? No, that's probably not it, is it? No, it sounds like you've just got chick issues. Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it. Why do you think that? They were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me feel not good. There you have it then, chick trouble, not political after all. Who was she? You seem pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her? I remember her scent, and that's all. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you? Yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise? How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing? I think it's more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world. Or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot, too. It's obvious she's done more than booze. Or it might be psych bullshit, you know? Königstein Vank. What is this Königstein Vank? You know, the psych thing they've got going on here. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich. Thanks for the bullshit psych thing, then. You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch. Well, that was nice. All right. Weird techno music coming from their tent. Hold on, I'm going to check these out first. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent to rag trash from some unending party. This is someone's home away from home, just like yours. Is this like a drawbridge or something? A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough. What is this? A makeshift bridge. Push it over. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. Good. Great. Made a bridge. Yay, I'm horrible. I mean, yeah, I've gotten used to that. I gave her my hat. That's kind of nice, isn't it? I gotta put my hobo hat back on, though. And lose my rhetoric. There we go. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader. Or at least he thinks he is. Oh boy. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent. Pile of nasal sprays. Canisters filled with what appear to be water. The speaker. The big kind they use for live music. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Lloyd.
The young man with the earrings looks at you suspiciously.
An egghead. Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
So 0.
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the estate park.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of Narcomania on the coast.
Finally, someone who understands the plight of Narcomania. Narcomania. What exactly are we talking about here?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads?
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revershoal.
Strike that, the word!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. Oh, if it was just like that, it would be fine, but they're also spooky. What do you mean, spooky? I was hoping you'd be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community center and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. I get the task. All right, man. Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. What's the status of the church? I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in, a padlock, a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation. What about the key? The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden cool-infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies toward you. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches, just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. Bask in the glory. The young man with ribcage suspenders looks at you standing there with a goofy grin on your face. The word August used as an adjective. As an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur. Like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o. Like a tequila sunset. Damn right I am Tequila Sunset. Arriba! Of course you are. It's too late to be a tequila sunrise now. There will be no sunrise. Not for you. How long have these other people been locked in there? Like a week, maybe? How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. Maybe 85% sure they're still alive. 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. I'm sorry, too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here. You are. I'm glad that key's out of my hands now. Tell us what you want to know. Who exactly are these people inside the church? You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved? There's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came up here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly there are all these strange machines lying around. One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Andre, tell them about the feeling. It felt like there was this thing in there with us, watching from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are. Felt like silence. Awful silence. Just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. We felt someone or something eyeing us inside, but that's kind of it. What was it? Like you weren't alone. Just a dark shape, like some kind of crab man? Yeah, like it was climbing up around the ceiling like a crab. It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior. Are you sure there was a crab man? I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time. If she comes running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. He hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid? You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Can you tell me more about the machinery? Talk to Noid about that. I got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from him. How can you be sure there's burnouts and dopeheads? You haven't seen them. Why not? Let's go with that. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. He mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes on the church. There's a meteor name for the founding party. That'd be cool to use it. Can you refresh my memory? Never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a powerful religious organization. And they have roots in ancient mass society, and they're the custodians of the Pericarnation Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocenic system, no? Doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church. You're totally wrong about that. The Pericarnation Church is about love. Enotic music is about love. I got love from my Pericarnesian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity! Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass as if testing the waters. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh yeah, it can. He's coming around. You're getting it. What are you talking about? What's a posse? Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cop posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse. And where's your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent. Sounds like you're just saying random things. Just enjoy the beat, I guess. Feels good. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Enotic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnesian Church. Yeah! He seems ecstatic that you share his vision. Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew. It was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. Let it out. Bring the disco into the world. Get this church shit on and then dance there, motherfucker. I see you brought your own water. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. Oh, he doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It reeks of sweat in here. It does, doesn't it? We have a smell problem. I also smell ether. I don't smell ether, do you? Nope. It's mixed with a peculiar smell like laundry detergent. Doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They've done their fair share. What's with all the Nosafed? The Nosafed Ultra, you have a lot of it lying around. He has a major sinus infection. Can't breathe? You sound fine to me. That's all the Nosafed's doing. Without the nose, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Good. All right. I don't need any more Nosafed. That's okay. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. Godly check. Huh. I mean, I might as well. It is a white check. I can retry it. So the speed freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youth like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, but you digress. And there's the narcomania. So one of them came upon the abandoned church. They went into it they want to turn it into a club for dance music, but agents of narcomania have overrun it. You shudder to think of all the narco they must have already consumed in there. Narco's bad. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. Well, damn. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough check.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the speed freak's too large sweater.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign.
Can't really talk to people before you get reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Got him compare if we can align. Interesting. I suck at socializing. Even now our science synchronization is way off, but I'll see what I can do. Why are you called Noid? The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment. Do we need sign matching? Further sign matching would do it for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church. Tell me about the machines. Weird stuff, specialized. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign, or some fucked up Samaran science sign. What's wrong with the supernatural? Nothing wrong with it. It should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though. The sickest. So you think it's real? It actually exists? Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff. There's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebes. Hell yeah, brother. A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Waushi tape player, nodding along to the music. He smiles and says as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secret. Hardcore. Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
All right.
Here comes the night.
Could there be a right way out of this garden of forking paths? Solve the egghead puzzle. There has to be some way to talk to this person. You just haven't found it yet. What if you just try again, find your way out of the maze of things to say? Okay.
This is hardcore.
Is it?
It's hardcore.
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibberdy, skibber danger. I am the rearranger.
Continue. Your cop training did not prepare you for this,
Back to the heavyweight jam.
said the young man with the tape player in the large boyadero boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah.
You can say yeah and say random things all day long, but the track still doesn't sound all that hard to me.
Spinning out lyrics since the day I was born. And the amount of lyrics I got is against the law.
This is the best character of any video game ever,
We're close.
says the young man with the tape player in large boyadero boots.
True, hard, full, core.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the Whirling in Rags hostel.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
You said that before. Why is Yakakata the place to be? What does that mean?
Yakokata, the hardcore place.
Oh my god. Oh good, autosave.
Close. True, hard, full, core.
Say nothing.
Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the case.
It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, right on.
We're close. True, hard,
Say
hardcore,
nothing, say
hardcore
nothing,
to
say
internally
nothing, still say nothing.
All right, yeah.
Say nothing. He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feebleish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question.
Oh, I missed.
We're close.
I missed.
True, hard, hardcore,
Say nothing,
hardcore
say
to
nothing,
the
say nothing,
internally
say nothing.
core. All right,
Say nothing
yeah.
again.
Hardcore!
So hardcore.
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Fuck, dude. All right, I'm getting there.
True, hardcore, internally all core.
Please,
All right,
say nothing.
yeah.
So hardcore. It is.
What is it? I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns, then starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Don't be alarmed, everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is it could be even more so. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like erotic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears. It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore, but you're right, it's not hyper hardcore. If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore. Chat, what is this? Is it hyper hardcore? Is it super hardcore? Is it only ultra hardcore, or it's proto? It's not hardcore at all. Hardcore. Hardcore. That is the question. It's proto. Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's proto. Whoa, Culture Cop! I think you might be right, but how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be? Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? No, this is the answer. Oh. Try to think if anything can make it harder core. What? Guys, there's something happening in his head. Think even harder. Oh, he's doing it! But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason. My imagination fails me. I know, so does mine. Wait, I just remembered, I'm the police! Actually, it's more likely to hinder us. Oh. What's the other? Nothing helps us here. I need something else, something extra. Are you a thought reader? No nation but transnation, no war but class war. Does that mean you're a thought reader? Don't be a lunatic, of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are sooner or later one of them will come off as a thought reading. Revishal imperative! Unless you were thinking Revishal imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know what you mean. But I was thinking Revishal imperative. That's fucked up, man, lying like that. And a cop, too. So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist? He just likes to yell. With a rebel yell! But why aren't you a communist? Communist is the truth. Communism is the truth. You should be an ultra-liberal. I can be an ultra. If you want that, do you want me to be an ultra? Please don't turn him into an ultra-liberal. Please don't do that. There's enough exploitation in the world. What am I saying? Of course be an ultra-liberal. You guys, Egghead is an ultra-liberal now. All right, sweet. I made Egghead into an ultra-liberal. Capital rules the nation. He looks at you with an almost impossibly wide, shining grin, looking to see if you approve. Could use just a bit more consolidation and a tad less regulation. The market regulates itself. Superb. Eat the poor. Oh, God. Oops. Is your real name Jermaine? Darkhorn Hardcore. Jermaine Egghead. Basically, yes, it is. Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Lungs are for love. Why would lungs be for love? When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body, for the world loved her and she loved it back. Yeah! Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul? Ah, that makes perfect sense. Love! In a woman's lungs! Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on because I've never loved someone like you before. A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life in that morbid sponge you call your body. Let's try this out. No, that would be silly. Your body isn't for thinking, it's for robust, wholesome things. Like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles. Wait. Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core? Horrific Necktie wants to try again. All right, sure. Yeah, go horrific necktie. You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal. Needs more bass. What? The young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick so that you can't get it out of your head anymore. Wow, okay, we should start with a melody. But where would we get that from? I was thinking you would know. I don't know anything about hypnotic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore. He feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music. I'll go look it up in an official capacity. Make Van Eyck's Jam harder core. What you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's Jam. Maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has some tapes to sell. Well, look at him giving me ideas. I have a tape with me. Maybe you could use it to improve Van Eyck's Jam. Spin the tape until the space escape. Give him the Great Door Gunner Mega Mix. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a good thing, is it? All right. He snatches the tape from your hand and attaches it to the empty reel slot. One hand on his headphones, he listens to the audio. Then shaking his head saying, "Nah, this is going to make people scared. Keep it positive. Keep the love in the house." Yeah, no, I figured you wouldn't like that. All right, goodbye, Egghead. Yeah, that's the confession tape. That's not... I'd be impressed if he could make a hardcore jam out of that. All right, cool. I'm going to interact with this again real quick. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, they were on Varagon. That was a fun interaction, yeah. That was a hoot. Let's go talk to her again.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
I'll help you all right.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress for you. You've been waiting for weeks here.
What'd you see inside the church, Estelle? You're not going to believe me. There's no point in telling you. Did you see a crab man? She's less prone to blurting out crab man than the others. Go ahead and tell me. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother. Strange old clothes, had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still. And then, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me, right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out, end of story. It was too dark, I couldn't tell exactly. I mean, I believe you, but that's just creepy. It seems too ludicrous to lie about. I'd like to know more about your associates. You must know something about them. I don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them. What about you? I'm a silver bird. Get Estelle to talk about her associates. All right, how are we going to do that? Got a whole bunch of new tasks out here, man. Gotta find his jacket still. All right, well. That was fun. I might go back across the water lock. But I am still curious to check things out around here and see what's going on. I guess I could go into the church. Give her a cheeseburger. That always works. Yo, you just made me really want a cheeseburger. I don't know if that was some sort of viral marketing campaign you got paid for. Big cheeseburgers giving you the big bucks. Come in here and give me ideas and influence people and make them want cheeseburgers. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Dusty pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. The sign reads St. Brune, 1147. St. Brunei, probably. Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Inspect the carpentry. The carving on the door is block-like and angular like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind but moist to the touch. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'd be easier to break the staple than the lock. The sticker is interesting somehow. You see a yellow circle with 2 big X's and a curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you've seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. There's something blindingly modern about this symbol. What makes it so modern? It's the contrast between the cheery chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense of forces of future are at work here. This cheap-looking padlock, blah, 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 blah. I mean, yeah, do it. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. After the last entry. Today was a gold star day. Look at that. Yeah, I got experience points for that. As you do, you hear an echo of the doomed commercial area. It's black halls and dusty machines. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. Hardcore, eat the poor. Hardcore, eat the poor. This is sweet. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. You can't tell me what to do. I run in the church. I play basketball in the church, bitch. Was it more the forked lightning pattern you saw outside? Some long-forgotten style. This music is so good in this game, dude. Filled with complex equations, they look recent. We got a Goodwill Hunting going on in here. It's nothing to do with radio frequencies. What the hell have they got going on? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Might be recording something. Siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. Another radio computer. Could it bear connection to the one in the doomed commercial area? This is the REM Prefect, radio computer model equipped with a Feld mainframe and a blah blah blah. Better not touch it. Step behind the machine. You notice virescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Log, February to March. The speaker comes to life, static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you, her voice sounds 100 years old. Is this the same woman from before? Fortress accident on St. Brunet. This is the East Insulindian repeater station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log? It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the Dune commercial area. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you? Good, thank you. Please repeat, is this the personal log? The tape on the filament just said log February to March. Please repeat the password. I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? No. This is the police. Please open this thing. She cannot do it. She sounds cold. Is it my birthday? Still no. I don't know the password. I still don't know the password for this. I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. I have found them both now. Okay. Odd. Nothing happens when you press print. What is going on with that? Shoes. Those are nice. I'll pop those on. I gotta sell my boots. Get over to the pawn shop at some point today. She's a nice old lady, isn't she? Spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Pants? Masked Banger's silk scarf. Then we go on. Oh. I don't want to take off my necktie. That's a pretty important piece of my ensemble here. Yo, I bet I could pick up that bottle, though. Nice. 20 cents, baby. Hell yeah. Cleaning it up. Oh, we got the wires going into the water here. Okay. The silence in this part of this church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even if your footsteps would be completely silent. Then it's gone. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Look up into the bell tower. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Try to see beyond the shadows. Just darkness without end. Makes your head spin. What's the darkness like? Try to make something out. Nothing. What the fuck? You see something hanging from the rafters looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it. Okay. I guess I should talk to you. You got any bottles you need me to collect? Is that a man? It's more like part of the carpentry of the building that came alive and is now studying you intently. The Crab Man! Be quiet for now. The man leans forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, and then speaks.
I bet your alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You've come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of the bottle.
What was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off already. Sheesh. I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, eh? I can smell the control. All the way over here.
I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what to do.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Reno is wreaking on your mind and your spirit. Necesitas parar, homie.
You know, he may be strange, but you might want to pay attention to what he's saying. Fuck you, Crab Man. You don't tell us what to do. Tell him. That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property.
The only thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with. Do you know where the other spooker is? Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. The ones in the tent outside, right? I seen them. Think they're scared of me. Do they have reason to be scared? Nah, they look pretty funny, and I don't harm no one anymore anyway. What do you think about the nightclub? Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think. What was the other spooker? Esa viejita muy estudiosa. Esa viejita muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes. So there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks you wear. You don't know where she is? That's what I said. How can you not know that when you both live here? You only follow her comings and goings, just see her typing on her computer now and then. You got nothing else to tell me? I'm afraid not, S.A. You just have to wait until she comes back. Or search through her radio computer. Have you by any chance heard her say the password to her radio computer? You must need it for something. Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez. Don't sweat it, Vado. The password is afterlife death. What do you think of that? Makes me almost pity la nihilista pequeña when I hear it. You must be the crab man. Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it. To be fair, it's really more like a spider. I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. Maybe that I gotta work on my technique. What were you before you became a crab man? I was in a gang way, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, starting again from scratch. My name is currently, Ambrosius... No, what is it? Raphael Ambrosia Castillo, something like that. It's not really the point, S.A. You gotta give yourself over to service. Tiago's my name. Oh, right, yeah, I'm Tequila Sunrise. Never mind, I forgot I changed my name again. The symbols don't mean much to me. The syllables. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place among your fellows, your place in the world. My name sets me apart from my fellows. How often do you meet a Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau? A.K.A. Tequila Sunrise. A.K.A. Tequila Sunset. Don't think I've met one yet, Holmes. What are you doing here? Special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, way out into nothingness. This church was built around it. I circle it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly. Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about? She's the one who can't be painted or sculpted. A cavity in the dark. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her. What would happen once you drink from this perforation? I'll be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally at one with the state of the world before reality began. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? It's just faith and joyful service. Faith is kind of a drug. I've heard it that way before, and I know I can't convince you on the spot, but think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night? There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it. It's way too emo. How'd you even find this place? Did some construction work here. Up there I realized what the true purpose was. Been spending a lot of time here now. I still don't understand what you're doing here. I sing the mother's glory. You should sing for me, the superstar cop. I ain't from no Marietti if that's what you think. And the song I sing is as silent as the mother. Oh, are these yours? I think they were a long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You can have them. I don't need them anymore. Cool. Police raid a while back is why the church was abandoned. Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. Got it. I think we're done here, S.A. Well, there he goes. That was a good conversation. Helpful. I get some stuff out of it. And a level up, too. I've got a skill point I can use. Alright, let's go see about whatever the heck this is. In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She's impossibly tall, oval-faced, and sad. A dark and radiant mystery. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Okay. You kneel, your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffused light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There's a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You. It's not possible to live. As that great and desperate thought passes through your mind, you rise. From your knees and into the apricot-colored light of the world, of the window. Jesus, I can't read. Above you, the woman keeps smiling, her distant smile sundered by the crack in the glass. Not the greatest chances on either of these. But I do have a skill point I could spend if I want to retry both. The story's great, isn't it? Yeah, there is quite a bit of text, though. It is very text-heavy. Lots and lots of reading in this one. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. What exactly is an innocence? The highest category of historic individual. An embodiment of the world's spirit. A ruler? More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentic rule, should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. One is not in office now. We are alone. When did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi. She is, among others, the innocence of intersolary travel in the connected world. You know, she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresne, modern-day Sur-le-Clef. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under her long, slender form like this, dwarfed. Yeah, big bummer, boring history. You gotta lighten that up, man. Keep it moving. Get fucked up instead. Where's this coming from? The past. It's a silo of sadness fermenting. Keep it away. Fuck this pain, Breton. It's unhealthy. What else? Terribly smart. Women of the court were expected to play both contract, bridge, and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was by all means a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition return, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt. Was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it, but terrifying. It's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her. Was there something bad about her? I want to know. You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Therriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaign she waged against the Mesk state. And then there was the resettlement programs. The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocetic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Madrite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb, in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you've ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pasantic mare Interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. I want more. As did we all. The land of Mesk and the Occident and even faraway Supramundi. Altogether, 21 of the 40 mondial nations of the time immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning. In a city called Advespericet, in Vesper Messina, her homeland. The name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning when the canal is frozen and the slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already her Therriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt. She looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well. Very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Therriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen. One of the men in this Secret Service killed her, 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else. Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs at all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. She was not hell, she is the opposite of that. The wind of paradise stripping away the covers from the hearts of men. There you stand below her once more with your hands at your side, momentarily at a loss as to what to do with yourself. Wow. That was a fucking dump. My God. Hangboy in chat says, I got none of this on my playthrough since I did the whole thing with 0 points in Encyclopedia. Isn't that remarkable? They wrote all this and a lot of people won't even see it. It's insane, man. This game is just... wow. All right. Well, might as well give this a shot. The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you don't know. Hey! Her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Like holding little men between your fingers, remember? What? You have the Headless Phone Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back. Win who back? I can't win her back. She's a long-dead historical figure. Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. This is a task of mine now. Offer figurines to Dolores Day. Good. All right, first of all, that was a visual... whatever the heck check. That's the visual calculus. I don't know if I've got anything that can help me with that, but I will certainly look. I do not. Okay. That's fine. Although, maybe the... no, those don't help me with it either. Alright, well. I think I'll go ahead and level this up. Let me check it again real quick. Yeah, visual calculus. The hat you gave away may have? Oh, that's possible, yeah. Alright, let's give this another try. Damn. Looks like I can't give this figurine to her, because she's a stained glass window. It doesn't seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else. Like what? Is the task still on? What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. What? But I still have the task. What an odd task to give yourself, but here we are. I can't do it. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know if there's anything else to do in here. I don't think there is. Yeah, we're done in here, I think. Is the quest text talking to you? It does that sometimes. What do I have going on here? There's a blue orb. Came from the stained glass window. Still has letters on it, too. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. We can go talk to her. I got the password finally. Afterlife death. I've unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access it. Great. Thank you. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks like someone's journal. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near that place. The church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. Ridden with narcotics, just like Andre said. Got the electricity in. New antenna. I'm thinking Esker series, something advanced. Brought the antenna, had some problems setting it up, called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. So these sloths started a rock band again. Lexi has been asking some money for strangers. Artists yet again, harassing citizens, stealing badges, occupying public spaces with installations like the one here. But at least the artists have their act together. Qualified labor, they can get work anywhere, graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused this data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. She must be talking about our former colleagues from Fortress Accident. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church, going to start working tomorrow at 8 a.m. Been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in the disappointment, but I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics. The first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Must be a cell. Got a call from the repeater station. Someone's tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. He's some part of some kind of curse. 2-meter aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping pong, energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. Hello? I wasn't reading your logs or anything. You mind if I take your bottles?
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender. I'm hearing a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
You won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
That's fair. Can we talk now?
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Are you the lead programmer of Varela Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized, rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. I just figured out who she is.
I am Sona Lukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
She turns back to the terminal. Have you seen the Crab Man? No. But you know he's around? Yes. He's seen you. And? The Crab Man has seen you. I don't care. I don't care about crabmen. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. They're my machines. Please don't touch anything. What are you doing with it? I'm working. The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what? Could you just shut up? Shut the fuck up. Could you just shut the fuck up? Me? It's not just rudeness. It's really hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do, and you're not helping. I'll try not to touch anything. How do you feel about anodic dance music? I hate it. I bet she hasn't even heard it. What are you, 40? Have you listened to it? My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind, it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I got news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. Take a guess, why don't you? Maybe some community space to help the elderly? I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks. Well, what are you doing here? You really like those kinds of questions, don't you? I'm a police officer. It's my job. I'm conducting a scientific research here. You can't throw me out. I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world. What? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. Oh, is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that's what led me here, but I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. There's something frantic about her as she locks up her gaze with yours, eyes shining like pearls. Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. Hey, Charles, how you doing? What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist? She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for you to answer. That's a little above your pay grade at the moment. I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've been using hydro-transducers to record the silence to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. You have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere under those roof beams, I assume. Only a faint crisscross of raptors can be made out. Strange things may flourish in the dark. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible? No, I don't. She somehow seems mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the computer. Trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point, and I don't have... You know, it'd be really helpful if you just stop and let me continue to work. That seems probably like the... Hey, about that hole again, though. Just kidding. I don't have anything else to say. I'll let you go. Well, interesting. Do I still have something I can do in here, or was that a one-time red check? Maybe if I go back to the center of the bowls. Maybe that was like the source of the silence that I could have found. Because there's certainly something going on in the center of all that. That's interesting. Alright, I'm going to go have another conversation with these boys who are clearly trying to pull a fast one on me. Which we knew, but unfortunately couldn't do anything about in the moment. I know, I noticed that, Dan. It changes when you step in the center, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it at the moment. Maybe there's like an item that I can use at some point there. Let's talk to her first. Do your step sounds disappear in the center? Oh, that's possible too. Oh, yeah, that might be the case. I love how the shadows are changing up here too. This game's very good. Tell me the truth.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I checked out the church. I talked to the crab man. Seems okay, very spiritual. Just preaching and praying. Is he gonna be a problem? What are we gonna do about him? These guys will never catch him, you'll never catch him, there's nothing to do. He keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? I doubt that. Besides, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to catch him climbing up there. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you, a spooky guy climbing around and all the guests trying to have a nice, friendly, hyper time? You're just gonna have to live with the crab man. Not a massive problem. Everyone's welcome. Dance to the morning light. Yes, sir. I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared. Sasky Fingerjoy. Yeah, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. That's kind of you. Appreciate it. Bear hugs if you got them, please. A programmer? What's she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans. Who you trust, a spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place. Feel the love. Get down and feel it. No, I'm not really feeling it. How did she seem? Disposition-wise, she did not like the idea. She doesn't like it at all. A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? She made it very clear she won't leave until her own project is finished. No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. Sure, there's a workaround. Can make a deal not to bother her. Pang Boy! Thank you as well for the subscription. Appreciate it. Bear hugs if you got them, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome on into the pile. If that's okay with her, we only want to get into the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist, coexist. Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand. He can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, she doesn't like anecdotic music? She absolutely does not. Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? I refuse to throw her out, but I'll try convincing her. Alright. We got another chance on this. We'll give it a shot. Nothing jumps out of the ordinary. But Suna said they haven't been honest with me. Or maybe it's that mean programmer who's been lying to you. Ah. Jeez. How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to breathe clearly. We need another logic point. Damn it. Alright, well. Still haven't figured out what they're onto. Oh, it's raining now. It sounds like it's raining. Well. I think we're done for now in this area. I want to get away from this music. It's bothering me. School of fish huddle around the fence post and then scatter into the dark. It can rain and snow. Yeah, it has rained and snowed before in the game. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. Put 10 cents in and dial a random number. Absolutely do that. Absolutely dial a random number. Pierre? Pierre, is that you? The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. No, this is not Pierre. You have any news about Pierre? Yes, Pierre is dead. What a pity. I'm afraid I won't be coming to the funeral. There. Chrysanthemum. Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. Let's bother another old widow. Again? Seriously? Hello, Gerard speaking. Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. Is electricity there? I need to speak with electricity, please. No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number again. Have a good one, asshole. Disconnect tone. Stop calling me, man! Someone picks up. The voice on the other end is slightly hysterical. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work. Yeah, but a slight change of plans. I want this delivered to the Welding and Rags in Martinez. Tethys, Hey, you're not Tethys. Screw you and don't ever call here again. You're fucking with some serious people. Try again. I'm tired. You hear typing in the background. His voice is hoarse from cigarettes. I'm tired too. If I could just go 1 month without writing, no, 2 months, I could regenerate my brain. Fucking liberalism. The man disappears with a sigh. You don't hear the customary disconnect, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens. Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying. What is white morning? Dial a random number with your eyes closed. You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up and repeat the motion twice. This isn't how you started before. What did I just do? You dialed 001. This is not the area code of Revachol. This is another destination on another Isola, some far-off nation-state. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air. Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal like a bell tolling. You're going deeper now into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks. You've dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection. An ultra-long-distance call. Your ears fill with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tones before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion far away, a distant network of phones. Calling. Calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world. Calling still. This is impossible. You have to crit to get this. Hang it up. You can't. Some strange force is keeping the headset glued to your hand, your ear listening to the ring in the speaker. Calling. 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 Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Hello?
What the fuck? This is voice acted? Hello. She hums, her voice warm from sleep.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Dora. Who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you to make it possible to live. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs rattle. Don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that last thing. Don't react. It doesn't matter if you react or not. You still think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise. Maxie. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate that.
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
Well, between these two, I guess I should say this.
What?
It takes a second for her to realize what you said. I don't know why I said that.
Oh no. Is that you?
Her voice sounds like she's waking up now. Still plaintive, tired. This is too much. You need to recede. No. Silence. The connection falters. You hear her last words repeated back to you in an echo.
You?
I'm a revolutionary servant of humanity. I will free mankind and abolish the classes.
Revolutionary, Harry. You're drunk.
Oh. You've only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out. Why does it hurt to talk to you?
Oh, God.
Hey.
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here.
Sounds like she's looking for a clock on the nightstand.
It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
I want to talk about me. Or no, where are you? You sound like you're in another world.
I'm in a rover, sleeping.
Where are you going?
To work.
Where?
The academy, where I work.
That sounds better than my job. I'm happy. The connection crackles like a burning paper. I want to talk about me.
To talk about that we haven't talked about already.
Jeez. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh no. Please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
Is someone there with you?
Yes.
I am the law. She does not answer anymore. They won't take me back if I don't solve it.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. Put 10 cents in and dial the number again. The machine eats the coin and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. A small, distorted ring. Let it call. It looks like she does not want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her. Why? Come on, you know why. All right. Well, I didn't expect that. My God. Took a freaking turn, didn't it? The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this bench to dry it out, and unfortunately that seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Much as the thought of touching it causes you to cringe, this could be the jacket that the idiot in the colorful tracksuit was looking for. Get it. I win. I did it. Hell yeah, Dan. It's a great time, man. Highly recommend checking it out or even watching the VOD if you can't check it out yourself. Oh, sweet. I can put those in my bag. Yay. A coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Megabino's prescription lenses. Cool. That's nice. I'm leaving myself slightly injured on the, well, mostly because I'm hoping that I'll get opportunities to be healed by stuff. That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. A big open wine canister. Probably moonshine. Oh, hold on a sec. There's something over there I guess I could open. The smell is awful and familiar. Isn't it just a rotting fish? I'd be naive. Oh, no. Oh, no. Another body. It's a corpse, isn't it? Oh, fuck me. Hello? These floorboards look rotten and weak. All right, don't walk that way, I guess. There's some tar, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles. There's more Livis strawberry liquor plus some Pilsner bottles, too. Better not pick them up. Heavy smoker. Shish kebab revishal. No mold yet. Oh. I thought he was alive. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but is definitely heading there. Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Study the man's clothes. Wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. Traces of kebab sauce. Cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue sounds familiar. Find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against a metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still tangling through the hole. Might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. His expression is dull like the sea behind him, drops of water shining in his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. He was confused when he died, overcome with the awful surprise of it all. There's some dried blood on the metal bench right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery, wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was what caused the boardwalk to break. You see waves churning below. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. Vodka with its cap missing. Grabowski's spearmint chewing gum, green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. The blackness of death. You think you see white chewing gum, too. Nearly the whole pack is there, solidified on his lower rear teeth. Return to the dead body with Kim. Too complicated to handle on your own. That makes sense. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. You being serious? Am I in danger here, game? I think it's actually telling me not to walk on this side, too, lest I fall through. Yeah, from what we can gather there, it kind of just seems like you fell through and fucking died, which is, you know, a bummer, but that can happen, I guess. Okay. You know what? Let's only equip the pry bar just to find out if I have the right thing. It is. Hooray. We'll get it. Kim is gone for the day. He is processing the first corpse. That's all it is. Alright, I think we're done over here. Not seeing much else. That's the payphone we can interact with before. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They must have been like this for 40 years. All you can see is a shadow of a collapsing staircase. Nothing there. Hello.
And Mikhail, notice the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
He sees you approaching and smiles.
You, officer, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez. I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Jan Karp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Was that about the windows?
Oh, yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago, so they didn't have windows on the south wall. No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his verm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Really?
But I assume you're not here for giant worms, when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again. This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? I do have some money, but that's not really what's important here. He brushes it off like it's not a thing at all. He's not going to give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. I don't want your money. I just wanted to see whether my profiling skills were working. Matter of fact. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for the tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to my mind. You were saying? They don't sell those kinds of books at crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. What's so fascinating about an empty old building? Not just any empty old building. All three of you turn to admire the mural before you. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. What's an R&D department? It's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development. Mea culpa, you were not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. Look at the building looming over you. It's old. Never heard of it. It's not surprising, only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here. What was that ace? It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants REAM, ICN, and ZAM haven't achieved yet. The revolution? The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. Oh, he's so cute. Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues. All of this was built by Fed, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. Hang on, Baer, I'm grabbing a snack. Just pause space and time for me or something. I mean, I think we are. Actually, no, time is progressing. And the time I've taken to talk to you has wasted precious moments that I had available to sleuth, thank you very much. You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk? Yeah, they even got a pleasure wheel, but they got destroyed in the war. A wheel? The kid looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky. What happened to the engineers? I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. This story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. What did they do with those tape computers? They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars. What's the March Decree? I mean the radio transmissions sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charest, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album Bon Plaisir d'Insulinde. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Or, well, tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying attention. Takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion. No one knows how those tape computers worked. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dompty Dom Center in... for an exhibition at the Wompty Dompty Dom Center in Vredefort Oranje. I still don't know how to say that one. It raised the same questions that we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ackerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team. Did he just say Wompty? He did say Wompty Dompty Dom Center. He said Wompty Dompty Dom Center like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wompty Dompty Dom Center, and who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced? There it is again, those words. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to... There's no place called the Wompty Dompty Dom Center of Arts. In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dompty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort or ever in the market for an exhibition space/contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. Cool. Very cool. Though I understand the socioeconomic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it? Who knows? Nothing but debris and ashes remains inside that building. Wow. Thanks for all the great information. Cool, dude. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Their famous motto, a fine example of technological optimism. Indeed. Money! Okay. Wonder if I can get over there. Hold on, before it takes me in that path. I'm gonna run. Oh, we can go down here. Cool. Well, hold on, then. We got more to do. Nice. That's awesome. Very good. Healing stuff. We'll stay down here for a tick. Another person. 2 people. Tiny, carefully constructed cages. They're trying to catch some critters. Impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Heavy military blockades. Riddled with bullet holes. Oh, it's just some money up there. Cool.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up
it's
with his
Morel.
insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneracy by the preeminent authority on it.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
His gaze shifts nervously to the pile of soggy logs at his feet. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. Is this your mug? Do you know anything about the Hanged Man? So that's what the RCM is in Martinez about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that. So you do know something about it. Not only was some kind of mercenary, but everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it is all. Are you a cryptozoologist too? I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way, but I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own. What does he do then? This feels like a good opportunity to dominate him! What do you do then? Oh, this and that. Sounds intriguing. Sometimes. He's being evasive. That's not an answer. I just didn't want to bore you with unnecessary detail, officer. I work as a special courier. Urgent deliveries, overnight deliveries. What kinds of deliveries? I don't know the contents, officer. Part of my job is discretion. Is this your mug? Why would you think that? You look like the kind of guy who might have a collection of mugs like this in his colonial mug collection. How do you mean? Forgive me, officer, but we've only just met. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of the lynching? Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in a trash container behind the hostel. I shouldn't have, and I'm very sorry, officer. Yeah, I would, but I don't know how. It actually was his. There is no need, officer. I won't do it again. Besides, my pay is... I'm barely getting by as it is with these Costco's edging on this delivery business, sir. Please. You should know what a misconduct fine is by now. Make it up by being especially unkind to him in future dealings. That doesn't seem nice. Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash can? Gary! What are you doing? Let me explain. It's not like that. Do explain, Gary, please. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals. Yes, what happened? I came out to clean up the rags because I knew no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash along with a broken mug, admittedly. All right, I was coming to throw the mug away, too, and then, well, I threw the mug and the clothes in there. As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. What's that strange sound? What sound? That clinking I just heard when you moved. Really? He fans his arms out slowly, and this time his motions are soundless. There's lots of weird stuff out there in the reeds, though. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby. How'd you get into the trash container? I know a guy who works with trash collection services. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez. Why in the world would you need that? So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hymeans run it like a mob. I thought I could cut costs I shouldn't have. I disgraced myself. You wouldn't know anything about the missing armor. I mean, yes, of course, I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it. Okay, fine. Well, that was certainly helpful. Composure. Why is he shifting around? You live in an apartment in Martinez? He's wondering where this is going. Have you found your door open lately? You're a big man from Helmdahl fan. Mr. Everard Clare thought it necessary to unlock your apartment. Mr. Clare unlocked my apartment? I did, per his request. So you work for Everard Clare. Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make up for it. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me. The man looks around, whispering. He makes sure no one hears you talk. Try not to shit yourself, Gary. It's just an open door. What could it be about? I probably talked too loud in the whirling about some theories I had. Whatever it is, I'm done with it. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll help if I can. He is terrified. What the fuck, dude? Look at that. Yeah, now we got a big time bonus to this. Huh. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can get a composure bonus. Composure. 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 Oh, -1 to composure. Okay. Oh, here we go. Get the right shoes on. And then I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because I don't think... Oh, this boosts motorics. Is that the same as composure? Yeah. Oh, shit. Maybe I should do some speed. Yeah, fuck it. Do some speed. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. Will it make me into super cop? It will make you into a more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go. But right here now, that's your problem, a lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. It can help you with everything. This is going to be bad for my health, isn't it? It's not ideal now, no, but you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish this case without cheating. All right, let's do some speed. You raise the peptide bottle, press one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings inside your nose. Good to have you back, Officer Megacop. The world has been waiting. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. Let's just heal up real fast. There's a little bit of chest pain. You might want to blast a Nosefed or something. Solve the case, file some papers, clean up after your hostel room, solve another case, start a side investigation into the paranormal, build a radio computer. This shit is strong, dude. Are there any downsides at all to this? There's downsides to not being on it. All right. Everything's clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task. There's a speed button. Good before a white checkbook damages your morale. Hey there, hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium is you slouched. There's a lack of magnesium in me? It's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. So I need to mag it up? You need to so mag it up. You probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. You saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form? If you ever want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. I believe that. I'm going to save real fast.
always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Yo, big time chance here. Let's go. Yes! That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together. As if something is ready to rip out from underneath. His massive musculature? No, he's scrawny. Try again. Worn underneath it. Like a piece of ceramic armor for... He's wearing the shit, dude. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates melt each other, resembling pearls or marbles stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear. I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did, and I didn't want you to know. His shame is surprisingly sincere. Gary, what's going on? Later, Morel, I've got apologizing to do. Give me that armor now. He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of sweat. But so light to hold. Like a bag of cotton. Hey, Starfisher. Why'd you really put those clothes in the trash? Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling, so I was there to take out my trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there. I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Oh, he feels so bad. Why did you lie to me, Gary? Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But the hell, Gary? You in trouble? I'll explain later. Do you know who killed the hanged man? I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word. I didn't want to, like, strong-arm him. I just wanted the truth, man. Got a bunch of XP out of that, though. Hooray for speed, huh? Turn me into fucking Mega Cop, baby. Woo! Go speed!
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Finally found this guy, too. There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. Looks like some kind of trap.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message.
That's a fucking bunch of experience, dude.
And we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water log with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now.
You broke the water lock with the motor carriage? But there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle, it said Samaran Butter.
Nah, it was all me. I caused your delay, and I'm sorry.
Did he say we can go back now?
They're trying to make it sound like he's doing it from a distance, but there's just the echo of the recording room in the VO. That's funny.
Yes, Gaddy, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long. I just have to do one more round. See if the Phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
Did he say we can go back now?
His hands are large and weather-worn, but he also is used to delicate, precise work. First of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. How big is it? Expecting to be quite giant. One species called the Megaphasmode zoensis is about the size of a grown man's forearm. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But study it in its defenses, find out how long it has stayed hidden for so long. A good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodidae, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. An awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? I suspect it may also have developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our case. It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex, but I can't describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolve without studying a live specimen. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this plasmid. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts. So it makes it cryptid. How do you know it's real? I know it's real, he says brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it. By which I mean I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is nothing more... It's real. What makes you think the phasmid's here in Martinez? There was a credible sighting here recently. A pair of teenagers described a creature that matched the Insulindian phasmid to an uncanny degree. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. It's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter that much anymore. I have to resist the thought of it dying out. It's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. What? The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. That's pretty clever. The Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so difficult to catch. There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about this insect. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return. I'm eager to return to her, but I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that as well as anyone.
Come on, Baer. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not, he yells in response. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. Well, those cats read crime soon if we don't dry up.
Won't let Lena down sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow. I didn't know the phasmid was so important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, one of only 4 this century. Really? That's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. You must ask her about it. Maybe you could go and check the traps later. No, the traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. Of fucking course they do. What if I check the traps? I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here. It's very similar work. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and above all, persistence. Where are they? 4 in total, in those places. This one, and that one. What do I do if there's a phasmid there? Bring it to me at once. What if I encounter one in the wild? That's highly unlikely. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed, made of musk and research chemicals. Should attract the insects to you, or at least prevent you from bolting at the sight of you. Or prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. Lay it on me thick. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray, a double helping as you present your other armpit, and gives you a satisfied nod. Good. Finally, I'm being sensible. If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later, too. Did you know Gary was hiding that armor? Hell no, I had no idea, and I'm still cross with him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty is not one of them. He's still glad his friend stood up for him. How'd you become a cryptozoologist? He likes animals and lies. So you're living your childhood dream out here? It's not child's play just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often. Why not be a zoologist and deal with real things? I know you think one is a respectable profession while the other is superstition. Everyone does. Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. That's a fair statement. Hang on, I gotta clean my nose. Ah, I didn't even honk it for you. I didn't even... Well, I mean, there's 2 acceptable ways to blow your nose on stream. It's either to do it, like, to fully lean into it with an echo effect and everything. or to mute the microphone. And I'm gonna be the polite version of Baer this second time, so hang on. There we go. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen. I have yet to catch a cryptid, if that's what you're getting at, but I have come close. What kind of evidence do you use? From forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts like the one that brought us here to look for the phasmid. He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't. You never discovered one? Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. So how many have been found? Of the list, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. So this is another really fancy way of saying 0. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection. The Shadowcan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who was honestly quite unremarkable. He's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. Most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That doesn't mean we should stop searching. It's not even 1%. The Insulindian phasmid will be the 3rd, whatever. He's too old for me to fight his convictions. It will be a zoological miracle. All right. Tell me about the traps. Lena designed these? Yes. How do they work? Attached by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. What's the bait? Locusts. Hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. A carnivorous stick insect seems unlikely. Thank you for your opinion. Not a big fan of skepticism, this one. They'll work, I assure you. I see. He's very convinced. Talk about specific cryptids. What cryptid did you almost catch? You need to ask him about specific cryptids. He won't just talk. I've heard about a bunch of cryptids from Lena, yeah. Tell me about the ones that you've almost caught. What are willow people? Not people. Some argue they're not even animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat, in fact, and can camouflage themselves, wrapping around trees and blending in with bark. So I may have seen them without knowing it? Oh my god. Gary and I have painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender color. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting and hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove. I chased it with a net. Not very elegant, but you can't be elegant in the field, and it was faster than me. It sounds like we were snacking on funny mushrooms, but I did see motion and color. Mine is not a confirmed sighting of cryptid, however. Much goes into verifying these things, and my account comes short of a few standards. And Lena's sighting of the phasmid is that confirmed. 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting. I know all about the kind green ape. I'm guessing you heard about it from Lena, one of her favorites. We traveled to TNN to look for it. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm and had to spend most of our time there in a village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? TNN? Then just on a different rung of the ladder, Morale. I had no problem with them.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters or whatever.
Back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement between friends. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Jeroma. Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid? He does not want to make you feel like you knowing is some big deal. Living, no. The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant known colloquially as the dread moose. The dread moose subsists entirely on flesh. It has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance. Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will. A dread moose bit my sister. No, seriously, we were on holiday to Sweden and a moose came out of nowhere. Just like an ordinary Arden moose. Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind? You can't! That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify. A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right? I'm not completely sure about this. Bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. What's the other one? The recent surge in moose population, of course! As hidden carnivores, the dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins. But why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature? Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators? What is the relationship between carnivorous moose and regular moose? The carnivorous moose are a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection. It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons would come to rule the forest. Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of the moose killing other animals for food? One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods in Vasa reported that its staff keeps seeing moose in the distance, would just stare at the building as though they were waiting for something, its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty. That does sound suspicious. And that's not all! Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass. This isn't something unique. Various species of deer have been known to scavenge what plant food is scarce. Anyway, there's more than enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Here's a man who has had more than his fair share of heated arguments and would, surprising it may seem, prefer not to have any more. I know about Crybacter catlensis. Everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time. Probably because of his life ended as a result of his work in Scotland, no one remembers his contributions to the search for the Nong Auk, a flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong Auk to run faster than any other avian, perhaps any other animal. When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the auk hangs from tree branches like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Likes extreme animals, you know, one of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. She disappeared decades ago in the 30s. I didn't know her personally. A chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side. Not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. Got it. Well, that was fun. It's generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of love, thought, and locomotion. It's also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it's important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Maggot. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you just need to quit. What do we tell them? I don't know yet. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins Guy and Keith Joost are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty-Dompty-de-Dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you are not there? How is this an internalized ideology? I'm just going to pass that one by. I'm also going to put my speed away. Yo. New Curious. Well protected. What's the subtraction there to empathy? Of course. Of course. I gotta put the full ensemble together, though. There we go. Wearing the dead man's armor. Good. Oop. That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way being so close to the water. Wait, I can't see anything interesting. What is this about? Just a hunch. What? A buoy bobs in the water. Number is 11. How does everyone know you're a cop if you're dressed in the dead man's clothes? That's a great question. It's a strange assumption of them to be making all the time. That's something I can interact with. There we go. Thought there would be more bottles around. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Hypnogamma and oversized superstar glasses. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper among themselves confidently. Snowflakes cling to their shivering stems. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten.
Welcome to the bear pile.
You see no phasmid. Keep! Thanks for the Twitch Prime subscription, my friend. Appreciate that very much. Welcome on to the pile. Bear hugs if you got them, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Getting rich, baby. Almost at 100 real again. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Why this many bullet holes? I know about so many things. Even more bullet holes. Something has definitely happened here. Fully automatic rifle fire. Give it a try. The row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks in the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, or only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A host of men in probably everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Comrades tried to rise against the horrors of the world. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but which one? Men of dark duty. Young boys forced into killing. The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the light of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant. Oh. Gotta wait till Kim gets back. I'm gonna come back here with him. Alright. Another one of them's. Give me that, please. I'm fine picking up the trash. I don't mind it one bit. I sure do know that, PTH. I sure do. I just don't do it every time. Not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Fallen Pipo. Pipo? What the hell is that? The small wire framing inside this futuristic-looking Fallen Pipo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. +2 logic. I don't mind it. Sure, let's do that. That's a slick-looking top piece. Not too shabby. We had one more green orb down here I could check out, I thought. But no, maybe not. Oh well. Alright, it's getting late. I spent like the whole day over here. Go, go, go. I think we're going to go ahead and head back. Head on back to the other side. Although I've got my shack now that I can go to. I don't have to go back to the other day, or to the other side. I'll stay in my new home. That's cute. What's this? Haven't been in here yet. Shack life, baby, shack life. Oh, I have been in here. Okay. Oh, we got in a big circle then. I thought this was out connected to the field. No, we're back to here apparently. All right, then. Well, in that case, I haven't talked to these children yet. Hey, kids. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. Is little Lily your sister? Yes. Okay. Yes. You guys look identical. Stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden as if that's something to be scared of. He looks just like me, the other one says. Yeah, I said that. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. Lily's our mom. I already said that. So intellectually stimulating. Children are stupid. Ha ha. You're stupid. How about the policeman asks you something else now? Okay, bye. Glad I talked to them. Later on, Ink. I'm probably going to wrap up pretty soon here, too, actually. Just wanted to check in one last time on all this shit. They got me, dude. I mean, they turned it around on me real quick. No problem on their end. I don't think I've checked this out either. Oh, no, I have. Pretty certain I have, yeah. Never mind. Oh, I haven't done this either. Just don't run then, I guess. I'm pretty certain there's going to be parts that will, like, break if I run on it, but I guess that's not that. I'm going to talk to her one more time. I think maybe there's something else I could have done.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? I wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it. That calls for a funeral, if you ask me. You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage? Ah, it feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty and all that? Maybe I should. Why odd? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about other humans. Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Alright, but organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it? Oh yeah, you won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June, and where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it for someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it. It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area. I understand, believe me, I really do. I think about all the frivolous side activities I could be doing every time I go out there with my nets. Oh, god damn it. I know I need to find a good spot for a date, apparently. That's important. Alright, that's my shack. So I can run down here. Could try going back across the way. Oh no, there might be something down this way. I don't think I've ever... Oh, I did not mean to do that, but okay, that works. I did need that. Can I see what this is? Someone's left their music collection. I think I can reach that. Yeah, for sure. Dusty shelves and a forgotten chair. Another one of them's. Oh, I can go in here. That's interesting. Might as well. Dusty shelves and a forgotten chair. Oh. Peralidon. Postcard. And a bow knot. Dude, hell yeah. Found a freaking bow tie. Yes, sir. That is a hell of a find. Okay. Get out of there. Spiffy hobo, you got it, dude. A washboard scrums filth from fabric. Ah, we're back to here now. Okay. All right, then. Well, let's see if perhaps I can go a little further south. I kind of doubt it. I think we've reached a wall here, so let's go over this way. Gonna follow the tracks a little bit. Oh yeah, we never went through here because this was busted down. Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. Someone thought they could have a summer house on the beach for cheap. It didn't work out and they abandoned it. A long time ago, someone used to live and laugh here, though it was a good idea to build a swing even. Thought it was a good idea to build a swing. An intense loneliness comes over you. Do. Glory to the ghosts of us. I'm finding all the good stuff, man. Ooh, sweet. Isn't that I thought that was a quest. I thought I was supposed to find that. That specific tape. I think that's for the karaoke. Oh, dude, we're gonna be able to do karaoke. We found the tape. Yes. Oh, that is so critical. Finally, I'll be able to achieve my true purpose. It's down here. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. I've been here too. All right. Well, let's get back across. I want to go talk to a couple more people, and then we'll probably stay in the shack. I want to talk to the pawn shop guy real quick and sell a few things, too. What's this? Okay. I gotta swap off my cuirass and my boots real fast. For a nice dress shirt and cavalry boots. There we go, dude. That's the ticket right there. Hey, friend.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I'm looking for something that plays a tape. Still have those boom boxes. Oh, I can buy a boom box. Okay. You have any recordings of the Col de Mamadaka? The Col de Mamadaka. I would have never guessed you'd be interested in ultrasonic sounds or birds for that matter. I've been thinking of quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist. How interesting. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds. This is before, lost touch with them after all of that. That sounds so cool. One of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Mamadaka, and he was one of those passionate people who knew a lot about all kinds of strange things. We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, cut them up, and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Mamadaka. That's not very scientific. Really wasn't the point. After the Symphonia, we moved on to the sounds of office supplies or something like that. I doubt any of us would have been any good at pushing papers. Can I listen to it? Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. You need to read it as if you were reading Aqua with a D at the start. D'Aqua? Okay. I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for. I heard it outside the whirling, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. It was absolutely necessary for my research. I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming from not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. This growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you reassuringly just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seagulls, most likely. Gulls and such. And skuas, but shh. He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head toward the speakers. That's it. The signal and the noise, the thin whisper. I heard it. The low range of the sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You're mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank. It's not the cold of Mama d'Aqua. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Okay. I have something to sell. I have a photo of a corpse here. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale. Do you know what the tattoo means? Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. He doesn't want that. I have this armor. I have these sabatons. I don't need any bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money. Oh, really? I can't even sell these? Shit. Well, that sucks. Wow! A very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words Hjelmdal burning. Sniff the t-shirt. Smells like warm cotton. Sniffing's okay, but please don't try anything on. That's a rad Man from Hjelmdal t-shirt you got there. Hell yeah, I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just such a pure exemplar. You must be a serious Man from Hjelmdal fan. I think the Hjelmdalerman saga is an integral part of our shared reality. What do you mean the Man from Hjelmdal was real? Even if the Man from Hjelmdal doesn't exist before the adventure stories, the stories have made it so that he has. Reality has a way of bending back on itself. Exactly. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. How much is the t-shirt? It's very cheap for a printed t-shirt that's still in pretty good shape. Couldn't you just give it to me for free then? But why? The Man from Hjelmdal is a superstar. I'm a superstar. It'd be perfect. I suppose that makes... Yo! Yes! Flawless logic. Welcome to Hjelmdal. Yes, sir. Oh, no. I lose my authority points, though. Damn it. Well, those are good boosts, though. I'll be able to use those boosts. Physical instrument and shivers actually may come up. This is why someday Elise will find herself married to an extremely well-dressed Ursine with a grandfather trapped down a well, if she hasn't already. Oh, right, yeah, I forgot I can buy this for 700. That's an interesting side objective. Can I play a tape on the boombox real quick? Can't be giving out freebies. How about a police discount? He doesn't like music, he likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental. I'm not just doing any police work. I've got the Door Gunner Mega Mix here. An era-defining work. Let's do 4 real. 4 real is offensively low. But just this once. For the Musique Concrete Cop. Yo! I'm just playing this sucker. Quality sound reproduction on the go. Saved myself 8 real. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, I should inspect this too. The library card is folded into 2 and still white, slightly wet to the touch. Central Jamrock Public Library issued to Billy Mijan. Oh, that's this guy's name, the dead dude. Could be the deceased or his family member. Look inside. Okay, there's that. Look at the backside. Got it. Talk to Kim about it. Okay. All right. I forgot to take his jacket back to him. How'd this get so disgusting? Think about how it got so filthy. You're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature tangled in gray strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore. Okay, but what's the crust made of? Somehow it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk, if not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing. What happened when someone put it on the railing? The crust is hard, the jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? I'm just gonna pretend I didn't think about any of this. You already thought about it and now your hands are covered in muck. Maybe if I wipe my hands on my pants? Now I'll just be on your pants! Well, that was unnecessary. The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel is attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is rooted behind the magnetic reader. You press the large button marked Commencer and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. Press your ear against the speaker. It sounds like someone's moving in the room and getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in St. Sans surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds, you know this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trashed your room to that Klaasje told you about. A click, then silence for a bit. I could sing this for karaoke. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you listened to it like 1,000,000 times. All here, all 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way now. Garte. You have to convince Garte to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. All right, then. Oh, yeah, we don't need that anymore. Out we go. All right, man. I am going to... Oh, yeah, I got to play the actual mix. This thing. Play the tape. Okay, I didn't like that at all. This isn't Ravachol, a man's voice says. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech, some kind of machinery. Valsen crane in the harbor. The screaming is distinctly apocalyptic. When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna rent a room. Cordy, a real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. Fucking do them all right. Never get that shit out of my mouth. Somewhere between the GRAH and Le Cycle, the good lieutenant steps out of his Kanema. A brisk, chill wind greets him. You get the feeling he should have been here for this. Oh, the lieutenant's here. Yeah, I guess I should have played it with him here, huh? Kim? Kim? Isn't this where he would be? Where'd he park the car? Oh, you know what I need to do, actually? I need to mail the letter as well. I knew I'd get to use this mailbox for something. Other than developing a personal relationship, looks like you were right. Good. Can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's gonna play you somehow. Yeah. Good. Alright, yeah. I don't think Kim's coming back today. Let's go see if I can convince Garte to let me sing karaoke real quick tonight. That seems like an important thing to do. Especially since Kim's not here to bug me about it. Look at this audience I've got, man.
Can I help you?
I found a new bird for the whirling. The man takes the stuffed bird. It's no biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop. The interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry, this is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So thank you, I'm going to go with thank you. People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem. Okay, now I need to sing karaoke, please. No, you don't. It's not happening. Why do you even have the PA system if no one's going to use it? It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44. What happened? A lot of people got killed because some asshole wanted to sing karaoke. It's not a prop. It's for your clients. I know it's used. It's for some clients, he admits reluctantly. I'm a real client. I've paid my bills, and I have the right to use the karaoke machine. And that's all right. I got my own song with me. The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just been given him. He begins to frown hard. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses. Fine, fine. Climb on the stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine. I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Time to do the damage, baby. No, I'm not going to pay you. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing karaoke, baby. I'm going to put my bag away real quick. The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. Feel a little dizzy, a little unsettled. Hold on. Hold on a sec. This feels right. You belong here. I'm going to boost my morale up, first of all, and quick save. And also put my bag of stuff away. And then find out what kind of skill check this is. Are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel. Drama. Oh, I've got drama, dude. Put your lips against the microphone. Immediately a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? You just sing into it? Where should you stand? I knew I'd fuck it up, man! Damn it! Look around the room first. The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one's paying you any attention, but still you feel your knees turn to noodles. Okay, now it's even worse. Oh, god damn it. Damn it. Just fucked it up completely, man. First of all, I gotta put on my bow tie. Obviously, that's gonna be a big time help. And then, let's see, a little bit more drama anywhere. A little bit more drama anywhere. No more drama. God damn it. Hey, it's back to 17. Good. I'm superstar cop, man. This'll work. Oh, jeez. Glasses hurt my drama. You're right. Oh my god. What am I doing? Improve my savoir-faire. There we go, dude. That's the look. Oh, drugs. Of course. Why did I not think about that? I must have some drugs I can take for this. You're telling me alcohol doesn't help with my ability to perform karaoke? That's ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. Well, maybe I just go for it. The air is thick with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Now it once was larger. How the real may rest there. Down through the mist there. Towards the Seven Sisters. Towards those pale cliffs there.
This is amazing.
I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here.
The passion.
Looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
Oh my god. It's just the lyrics. Very good. It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry, made of pity. No one liked you. I'm up here singing my fucking heart out, and it's good enough for you fuckers! You hear uncomfortable shifting around. A bit of laughter, maybe. No one's saying anything. I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay? Fuck you! I gave it my fucking best! I gave it everything and you shit on me! I sang about how I feel! Fuck you all, scum! That's it, I'm unplugging it. He presses the top of the tape carousel. You hear a little whine of feedback, and then the mic dies in your hand. Put down the mic. Oh my god. I love this game. Alright. Well, that was a phenomenal way to end the broadcast today. I've actually got several things I think I even want to do in this place, though. So, because I have the freedom to do so, I'm just going to stop literally right here. Right here. This is where we're going to stop.